Oi. So this is the SRGA-1 surveillance and guard robot made by Samsung. I don't know if it's still being used. What was this, 17 years ago? I don't know if they still make weapons, but I guarantee you they still do. For somebody, if not South Korea. I'm about to find out though. This is the low quality version compared to the one that I saw earlier. Yeah, this is very low quality. But you get the idea. Like it's tracking people. Which I know we've got this technology, but this is Samsung. Now let's see it shoot. Is it gonna show it? There it goes. Yeah, that's terrifying. That's some RoboCop stuff. And look, it's got the Samsung logo right there. Yeah. So that's Samsung. As about 17, 20 years ago. I don't know who this is, but it says Apple's biggest smartphone competitor also makes tanks, self-propelled howitzers, or however you say that, and jet engines. Build is promoting peace and stability. That didn't seem very peaceful to me, that video we just watched. TechWin. Do they still make stuff? It's just a bunch of random nonsense. But yeah, that's still just enough to make me not trust them. And also, I just happened to be looking through here on their Wikipedia, and I noticed something way down here. Yeah, I read through a bunch of that stuff. It's just a bunch of them buying companies and destroying them. And how they own literally everything pretty much in South Korea. They own South Korea. Like everything in South Korea is Samsung. Where did it go? Oh, still got labor abuses. That was a thing that I read. If you want to read this real quick, I mean, you can just pause the video, zoom in. But this is what I noticed. Samsung has a no union policy and has been engaged in union busting activities around the world. Sure. Samsung has also been sued by a union for stealing the corpse of a dead worker. Excuse me? And then when you try and look that up, you can't find it anywhere, but you do find a bunch of other stuff like Samsung Chemicals toxins scandal. Samsung and the South Korean government are facing criticism after an investigation revealed the government allowed the company to withhold information from employees who became fatally ill from working in the company's computer chip and display factories. I've probably bought some of those computer chips that killed people. There's blood on my computer chips. 76 died. I don't know how real this article is. From Australia, apparently. I don't trust Australians. So there's that. And I still can't find anything about this particular case. I searched for about 30 minutes. Then you just get a whole bunch of other stuff. But I did, however, find that if you click this right here, it sends you down to this. And you can go check the archive for what used to be there. Any minute now. This is not my internet, this is just this website. December 15th, 2019. A Seoul court handed a jail term to a Samsung executive on Friday for attempting to break up a labor union at Everland, an amusement park run by the country's biggest conglomerate. The Seoul Central District Court sentenced Samsung Electronics co-vice president, Electronics co-vice president, not co-vice president, Kang Kyung-hoon to 1 year and 4 months in prison for obstruction of business and breaching labor union-related laws. Kang was not taken into custody so he can lodge an appeal. The court also sentenced a former Everland executive to 10 months in jail pending an appeal, while 10 other current and former Everland employees were given suspended jail sentences. Samsung employees have denied any collective efforts to obstruct labor activities and accused the prosecution of being overly zealous and pressing charges for which statutes of limitations have expired. Friday's ruling is the first since a document dubbed the S Group Labor Strategy first surfaced in 2013, raising allegations the conglomerate deliberately targeted labor unions. But where does that have, what does that have anything to do with stealing a dead body? That's what I want to know. Bribery scandal, supporting far-right groups. The investigative team of special prosecutors looking into the 2016 South Korean political scandal announced that the Blue House received money from South Korea's 4 largest cables. I don't know. Samsung, Hyundai, SK Group, and LG Group to fund pro-government demonstrations by conservative and far-right organizations such as the Korean Parent Federation and the Moms Brigade. Based? Is that based? I don't know anything about those organizations, but they sound like something to get behind. Price fixing. That's all I need to get into. Because, like, I'm not going to be buying any Samsung products. I don't know what I'm going to be buying. Definitely going to be doing a lot of research. I don't buy very many products. So, from here on out, Samsung is out. And they're not even an American company, so, like, what do I care if they go belly up? I'm going to find something American. We need to start using American products that were manufactured in America, and all the parts were built in America. We can get some of the minerals overseas, but we got to make sure that we're getting them ethically. And quite frankly, I just don't know how Samsung gets all of their materials and how they run everything in South Korea. I don't trust that. I don't trust a company that has the power over an entire government and more, because they have a lot of power all around the world. I'd say they have more power than Apple. I got this article here from CNN. I know, not really a reputable source, but I think they probably know enough about this. Samsung is known around the world for its smartphones, but in its home market of South Korea, the huge company is a whole lot more than just a tech brand. Its businesses reach deep into many parts of people's lives from the cradle to the grave. South Koreans can be born in a Samsung owned medical center, grow up learning to read and write with the help of Samsung tablets, and go on to attend the Samsung affiliated Sungkyunkwan University. I think I said that right. Doesn't end there. They may then live in a Samsung built apartment complex fitted out with the company's appliances and electronics. South Koreans can even end up at a Samsung funeral parlor when they die. Related, Samsung heir arrested in corruption scandal. We're going to check that out here in a second. Samsung is one of South Korea's chaebols. I don't know how to pronounce that word. I'm just going to keep saying it like that till someone corrects me. Large family controlled conglomerates that have dominated the country's economy for decades. However, the powerful corporations' close ties to the South Korean political elite are now facing unprecedented scrutiny. Samsung's de facto chief, Lee Jae-yong, was arrested Friday over allegations of bribery and other charges. Lee and Samsung deny the accusations. Of course they would. Which have thrust the company into the heart of a massive political scandal that has rocked the South Korean establishment. Yeah, I bet it did because they own everything. Yeah, South Korea's long history of light sentences for business leaders. I bet. Sounds about right. Samsung plays an outsized role in the country's economic life. Its various affiliated companies account for more than 20% of the entire market value of the Korean stock exchange. I bet it's more than that. I bet they have like a hand in the other companies that are involved. Most of that coming from the crown jewel, Samsung Electronics. The conglomerate's businesses are estimated to account for around 15% of South Korea's entire economy. That's a lot. Samsung's success at home and abroad, as the world's largest maker of smartphones, has made it a key symbol of South Korea's economic transformation. The country went from one of the world's poorest countries after World War II to one of the richest in recent years. Of course, they probably didn't make the batteries. That's why they would blame the Galaxy Note 7. I remember that. I have a Note 10. Probably going to be getting rid of it soon. Steve Chung, a Korea expert at the Chinese University of Hong Kong, says many South Koreans still have a lot of respect for the economic model that helped their nation build up throughout the last 40 years. Yeah, and they also took control of your lives. So, but that's now being tested by the huge political corruption scandal that has engulfed Samsung and other chaebols. The far-reaching scandal has driven hundreds of thousands of South Korean protesters into the streets, prompted lawmakers to vote to impeach President Park Geun-hye. Other top South Korean companies are also under investigation. Samsung's links to the corruption investigation have done further damage to the company's image after the humiliating fiasco over its fire-prone Galaxy Note 7 smartphone last year. Yeah. Yeah, they own everything. They're gonna own even more in the future if we keep buying their stuff. But I don't know. Maybe they're better than a lot of the other companies that own us or will own us. And I'm just curious. Yeah, of course, BlackRock becomes Samsung's third largest shareholder. Who's their second? What do you want to bet it's like Vanguard or somebody? National Pension Service of Korea, Samsung. Okay, well, I was wrong, but still BlackRock owns 5% of the company. And we all know what BlackRock does and who they are. And Vanguard owns a portion of BlackRock, so by extension, they own a portion Samsung. And that's just how that goes. Well, I'm terrified of the future, but that's nothing new. Join the Discord and we can talk about it. I got it down below in the comments. Just click that link.